All ships, form up on my mark. Engage thrusters and advance to Sector 7. Hold formation, steady as she goes.
For the Alliance! Advance!
Stay with me, can you hear me?
Yeah, something's close.
I know, hold on.
The galactic spectacle. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, where stars burned like forgotten embers and nebulae swirled in eternal dances, the Zorath Dominion reigned supreme. They were a race of ethereal beings, their forms shifting like liquid silver under the glow of artificial suns. Evolved beyond the need for physical sustenance, they fed on something far more intoxicating, the thrill of the hunt. For millennia, they had traversed the galaxies, seeking out lesser species to weave into their grand games. Planets were their playgrounds, civilizations their pawns. And now, their gaze had fallen upon Earth, a blue marble teeming with a species called humanity, primitive yet resilient, perfect for the spectacle. The Zorath called it the Eternal Chase. It was broadcast across their neural networks, a live-feed entertainment that billions tuned into. Abductions were swift and seamless. Entire villages vanished in the night. Cities plunged into chaos as beams of light plucked individuals from their lives. The humans were deposited onto vast arena worlds, engineered planets with biomes mimicking Earth's diversity, dense jungles, arid deserts, frozen tundras, and sprawling urban ruins salvaged from conquered worlds. The rules were simple: survive the hunters. The Zorath elites, clad in adaptive exosuits that enhanced their already superior physiology, pursued with glee. Humans, armed only with their wits and whatever scraps they could scavenge, provided the drama. Some fought back with makeshift weapons. Others formed alliances, only to be betrayed by the shifting environments controlled by Zorath overseers. Captain Alara Voss, a Zorath huntress of renown, oversaw the latest season. Her form shimmered with iridescent scales, her eyes glowing with the data streams of 1,000 observers. This cycle's prey is feisty, she broadcasted to her audience. Look at them scramble. Such raw emotion, fear, rage, hope. It's exquisite. The feeds showed humans running through holographic mazes, dodging plasma bolts, and occasionally landing a lucky strike that drew cheers from the virtual crowds. But the end was always the same: capture or elimination, followed by neural harvesting to relive the chase from the prey's perspective. Humanity was their game, a fleeting diversion in the Zorath's immortal existence. On Earth, the disappearances had become legend. Governments covered them up as natural disasters or mass delusions, but whispers spread. Conspiracy theorists ranted about alien abductions, while survivors, rare as they were, returned broken, muttering about silver ghosts and endless hunts. One such survivor was Dr. Elena Ramirez, a biologist who had escaped a minor arena by sheer luck. She spoke in hushed tones to underground networks. They're playing with us, like cats with mice. But mice can bite back. Far from the arenas, in the quiet suburbs of Chicago, lived Marcus Hale. At 42, he was unremarkable by human standards, a former Marine turned survivalist instructor, divorced, with a daughter he saw on weekends. His days were spent teaching corporate executives how to build fires and navigate wilderness, a far cry from his tours in Afghanistan where he'd stared death in the face. Marcus was built like a fortress, broad shoulders, calloused hands, and eyes that had seen too much. He didn't believe in aliens. His monsters were human-made. But fate, or perhaps the Zorath's random selection algorithm, had other plans. It happened on a crisp autumn night. Marcus was in his backyard, stoking a fire pit, when the sky split open. A beam of azure light enveloped him, pulling him upward with inexorable force. He fought instinctively, grabbing at the grass, but it was futile. His last thought was of his daughter, Lily, before darkness claimed him. He awoke in a jungle that wasn't Earth's. The air was thick with humidity, vines choking massive trees that reached impossible heights. Alien birds screeched overhead, their feathers glowing faintly. Marcus's military training kicked in: assess, adapt, survive. He checked himself. No weapons, just his clothes and a utility knife he'd had in his pocket. Distant roars echoed, not from beasts, but from something mechanical. Then the voice boomed in his mind, telepathic and mocking. "Welcome, human. The chase begins. Run, hide, fight, entertain us." Marcus didn't panic. Panic killed faster than bullets. He moved silently, gathering intel. He found others, abductees from various eras and places, a Roman legionary, a Victorian explorer, a modern hacker. They shared stories, formed a loose group. But the hunters came soon after. Zorath in sleek suits, wielding energy lances that could vaporize flesh or stun for capture. The group scattered, screams filled the air. Marcus watched from the underbrush as a Zorath impaled the legionary with a casual flick. The alien's form rippled with laughter. Pathetic, it projected. But Marcus saw weaknesses, overconfidence, reliance on tech. He waited, then struck, lunging with his knife, aiming for a joint in the suit. The blade glanced off, but it drew a surprised yelp. The Zorath turned, firing wildly. Marcus rolled away, vanishing into the foliage. That night, as he bandaged a graze from a near miss, Marcus vowed, "This isn't their game anymore. I'm making it mine." The Zorath audience buzzed. A new favorite emerged, the resilient one. Bets were placed on how long he'd last. Little did they know, Marcus Hale was no ordinary prey. He was a predator in waiting, the prey's awakening. As days blurred into weeks on the arena world, designated Zeta, 9 by the Zorath, Marcus adapted with ruthless efficiency. The planet's cycles were erratic, controlled by orbital stabilizers to keep the prey disoriented. Gravity shifted subtly, making leaps treacherous. Weather patterns whipped from storms to droughts in hours. But Marcus thrived in chaos. His marine days had taught him that survival wasn't about strength. It was about outthinking the enemy. He scavenged relentlessly. From fallen hunters, he claimed fragments of tech, a shattered energy cell that he jury-rigged into a stun device, a holographic projector turned decoy. He studied the Zorath patterns through observation. They hunted in packs of 3, always broadcasting their exploits for maximum viewership. Ego was their Achilles heel. Marcus exploited it, setting traps with vines and sharpened stakes camouflaged as natural hazards. His first kill came on the 7th day, ambushing a lone scout, separated from its pack by a false trail of human footprints. Marcus used the stun device to overload the suit systems. The Zorath collapsed, its form solidifying into a vulnerable, gelatinous mass. Marcus's knife finished the job. The telepathic scream echoed across the arena, drawing cheers from hidden humans and outrage from the audience. How dare the prey strike back? Alara Voss thundered in her command nexus, a floating orb above the planet. Viewership spiked. Controversy fueled ratings. Marcus didn't stop there. He rallied survivors. In hidden caves, he formed a resistance. There was Kira, a Japanese engineer abducted mid-flight. Tomas, a Brazilian street fighter with a knack for improvisation, and Lena, a Russian physicist who deciphered Zorath tech scraps. Together, they mapped the arena's zones, identifying weak points in the environmental controls, hubs disguised as natural formations. But the Zorath escalated. Alara deployed elite trackers, equipped with neural dampeners, to block human thoughts. Drones swarmed the skies, scanning for heat signatures. Marcus's group suffered losses. Tomas fell in a plasma barrage, his last act shielding Lena. Grief hardened Marcus. He remembered Lily's face, her laughter during camping trips. "I have to get back," he muttered, etching plans into the dirt. One night, under a canopy of bioluminescent fungi, Lena made a breakthrough. Their suits run on quantum entanglement links to the mothership. Disrupt the link, and they're powerless. Marcus nodded, eyes gleaming. He led a raid on a control hub, using decoys to draw fire while Kira hacked the interface with salvage tools. Alarms blared. Zorath reinforcements poured in. The battle was fierce, humans wielding improvised spears against energy weapons. Marcus fought like a demon, dodging blasts, countering with precise strikes. They succeeded, albeit at cost. The hub exploded in a cascade of sparks, severing links for a sector. Dozens of Zorath suits failed, their wearers exposed. Humans turned the tide, capturing aliens alive for interrogation. Through painful neural probes, reversed from Zorath devices, Marcus learned the truth. Earth was one of many game reserves. The Dominion had seeded human history with interventions, sparking wars and innovations to breed better prey. Your entertainment, a captive Zorath gasped. Nothing more. Rage ignited in Marcus. This wasn't just survival, it was war. He broadcast a message using a stolen communicator. Zorath, your game ends now. The hunted becomes the hunter. Alara laughed at first, but doubt crept in. This human was different, methodical, unyielding. She ordered a full assault, but Marcus was already moving. His group infiltrated a transport shuttle, hijacking it to escape Zeta 9. As the ship broke atmosphere, pursued by fighters, Marcus stared at the stars. Time to take the fight to them. The audience was divided. Some rooted for the underdog, others demanded his extermination. The eternal chase had never seen such rebellion. Humanity, once toys, now threatened the board. The tide turns. Aboard the stolen shuttle, Marcus's ragtag crew hurtled through hyperspace. The vessel was a sleek Zorath scout craft. Its interface is alien but intuitive thanks to Lena's translations. Alarms wailed as pursuers closed in. Alara's personal fleet, a swarm of dagger-shaped interceptors. Evasive maneuvers. Marcus barked, gripping the controls. Kira co-piloted, her fingers dancing over holographic panels. Blasts rocked the ship, shields flickering. They emerged in the Sol system, but not the Earth Marcus knew. The Zorath had cloaked their operations. Massive harvesters orbited the planet, siphoning abductees undetected. Marcus's jaw clenched. They're farming us. Using the shuttle's stealth mode, they docked with a harvester, infiltrating its bowels. The interior was a labyrinth of cryochambers, filled with suspended humans. Guards patrolled, their suits humming with power. The resistance struck surgically. Marcus led hit-and-run tactics, freeing prisoners and arming them with captured weapons. Word spread through neural links. Humans awakening en masse, overwhelming sections. Alara monitored from her nexus, fury mounting. Deploy the enforcers, she commanded. Massive biomechanical warriors descended, towering over humans, their limbs ending in plasma claws. Battles raged in zero-gravity corridors. Marcus adapted, using the environment, venting sections to suffocate foes, hacking gravity plates to crush them. He lost allies. Kira sacrificed herself, overloading a reactor to buy time, but gained more. Freed humans, from soldiers to scientists, swelled their ranks. Lena engineered a virus from Zorath code, infecting suits to turn them against wearers. Marcus confronted an enforcer in the Harvester's core. The beast charged, claws slashing. He dodged, firing a plasma rifle that scorched its armor. For Lily, he growled, leaping onto its back, plunging a vibro knife into a weak spot. The enforcer roared, collapsing. Victory echoed through the ship. But Alara struck back. She activated a planetary shield, trapping the rebels in orbit. Fighters bombarded their position. Marcus broadcast to Earth. People of Earth, wake up. Aliens are among us. Fight. Signals pierced interference, sparking global uprisings. Governments, long complicit or ignorant, mobilized. Satellites fired on Zorath vessels. Hackers disrupted networks. Marcus's team boarded Alara's flagship, a colossal sphere pulsing with energy. Infiltration was brutal. Traps, drones, elite guards. Marcus pushed forward, driven by visions of home. In the command chamber, Alara awaited, her form towering, surrounded by holographic displays. You are an anomaly, human, she projected, launching psychic assaults that battered his mind. Images of his failures flooded him, lost comrades, abandoned family. But Marcus resisted, his will forged in fire. We're all anomalies, he retorted, firing a disruptor that shattered her defenses. Hand to hand, he grappled her shifting form, using a neural harvester to overload her senses. Alara fell, her empire cracking. The audience revolted, some Zorath defected, inspired by the human spirit. Marcus seized control, turning the flagship's weapons on the Dominion fleet. The Hunter's legacy. With Alara defeated, the Dominion fractured. Marcus, now commanding a fleet of repurposed ships, led the counteroffensive. Humans, united for the first time, poured resources into space. Reverse-engineered tech accelerated advancements. Earth became a fortress, its people warriors. Marcus hunted the remnants. Across galaxies, he pursued Zorath holdouts, dismantling arenas, freeing species. His name became legend, the Hunter of Hunters. Allies joined, liberated aliens, grateful for salvation. Years passed. Marcus returned to Earth, reuniting with Lily, now grown. "Dad, you changed everything," she said. He smiled wearily. "No, humanity did. We were always the apex." The game ended. A new era dawned. Humanity, once prey, now explored the stars as equals or superiors. The Zorath survivors whispered of the man who turned the tables, a cautionary tale. In the cosmos, peace reigned, but Marcus knew, vigilance eternal. For in the dark, new games might brew.